Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, Sigval here and welcome back to our video. So in this one I'm going to test out some bugs that have been either introduced into the game or were in the game but were supposedly fixed. We're going to start with Sword of Sin. Does Sword of Sin work properly now? Does it stop locking the enemy's power in place instead of draining it? Well, I guess we're gonna find out. Also, I shouldn't have opened with Raven. I should have opened with King and then tagged in Raven immediately. Thankfully he didn't use shields. Yep, Sword of Sin is fixed. Might as well finish this fight since we started it. Actually, I'm not sure. Why is the darkness looking like that, by the way? Why is it red in the middle as well? That's most definitely weird. Also, even with Beta Club, I'm not really sure we have the damage to kill this man, because we're not gonna do crits. But we might just power through it. But yeah, the way the darkness is looking is kind of weird. I can't say I mind it too much, because it brings it a bit more out there. Makes it easier to spot, let's say. Oh, this is our full stacks damage. That's not good. That is really not good. And it's crit immune, so we won't even get the sometimes lucky crits. Need a lot of passive stats to power through something like this without crits. And we don't have that many passive stats because I have a level 8 Nora Snow Globe on Dr. Fate, and that's about it. Because King's got Beta Club and Raven's got Sword of Sin. Everybody's got their own thing going here. We're gonna deal a decent amount to him. The thing is, Batman the Drowned would kind of have the best time here, but I wanna kind of test out the Robin King, so that's why I'm not really using her here. And I'm hoping we can clear this without using her. It's definitely gonna take more than this fight. Maybe even a Ninja Catwoman will do. Depends with how much health he's left, and for now he seems like he's gonna have a lot of health left. But yeah, I can't squeeze more damage out of this team. But thankfully Sword of Sin is fixed. And darkness is red for some reason. Which yet again, I think it's actually a good thing, because it's easier to notice. Not sure if it was intended or accidental. Okay, how much health left on this man? Hmm, 465 mil. We might be able to do something about that. Okay, so this man over here has got 240 mil health, and we could use Godkiller and have a smooth gameplay. We don't even need crits. We're fine in that regard, but I'm gonna use Dark Malachars regardless because I wanna, first of all, test out how Batman the Drowned is doing, because some people say that she's lost damage, and that might be true, or that might be just them not being able to cope with having lower level artifacts. It's either one of them. This happens every single time after an update. People are like, oh, my character is dealing less damage. Well, yeah, because you're fighting a different soul rate, or because they nerfed the goddamn character for no reason. It's either one of them. So we're gonna try and find out which one of them it is. I'm actually gonna tag it out again here, because I want to do super move before I get into final form. Because he might die before we get to do super move, if not. I want to be a performance damage. You were on the Dark Malachars area, 25 mil with those artifacts, it's fine. Batman Drowned at the very least on Android, because for some reason now you gotta mention the Android versus iOS side of things, because For some reason, things tend to be different sometimes. 25 mil with this setup, with Dark Metal cards, with a level 7 North Snow Globe and level 6 uh, gloves, the burning gloves, is fine. This is exactly the damage you would expect. At the very least on Android, she's totally 1000% fine. Since they talked about the Dark Metal cards League of Anarchy, that was not guaranteeing crits for the dot damage, we might as well test that out. We have Raven and EPI in here. We're going to do our best to one-shot my boy Red Hood over here. Not sure how relevant this is, because Crown is kind of better than Dark Metal cards. At the very least from higher levels. The thing that I really hope, and I've heard from you guys, and I'm very happy about that is fixed, is the dot damage acting up on iOS, and iOS alone. Chill, buddy. Chill. Need to power steal a bit more. Come on, give me 5 stacks. The good part about Dark Metal cards is that you're getting that peak damage from the get-go. You don't have to stack it. And now that Crown is gonna get stacked a bit harder because you no longer get stacks for the specials that the enemy does. Dark Metal cards might be better until you have like a level 5 or 4 Crown. But yeah, the damage is fine. Every single value here is a crit. Every single value. There's a bit of a difference between them because you're going to get different damage on your basic hits depending which hit it is. The first and second might do the same, the third might do more, the swipe usually does more, the jump attack usually does the highest. That's why they're a bit different, but every single one of them is a crit. Dark Metal cards, Orly is back and fixed. Now let's get to the Zatanna team. Like, I'm fully expecting Zatanna to like not work, because people have been very vocal about it. I've even seen some videos. Her percentage hull damage does no longer work. But I'm not 100% sure about her damage buff not working, so we're going to try and test that too. We have King with North Snow Globe, and this is what we're going to use afterwards to deal damage after we have tested Zatanna. And what I'm gonna do to also test for the damage buff is not use any specials with him, but remember how much damage he uses on his basic hits. Then try to get some Zatanna buff. If it even gives me a buff, then I will tag King in and do some basic hits and see if there's any damage increase. So this way we test both the buff and the percentage hull damage. So yet again, I'm pretty sure the percentage hull damage is kind of confirmed to not work. Dr. Fate in there, he's got power box, just generating a bit more power when you do a third special with Zatanna. Just remember that on crits or on non-crits. Anyway, the difference should be noticeable. Yep, no percentage hull damage. Now how about the damage buff? Okay, it seems to be a damage buff. Now we have a damage buff, right? The damage seems to be slightly increasing, so maybe the damage buff is fine, but only the percentage hull damage is gone. This depends. I mean, it's by default bad, don't get me wrong. Zatanna not having percentage hull damage is absolutely disgusting. But depending on how you are going to use her anyway... My bad here. No, it's fine. Bro, chill, buddy. We're just having a good time here, we're all friends. That should be the last special needed. Now let's get the clone in there. But yeah, depending on the purpose you're using Zatanna for. Like if you're using her to buff League of Anarchy or buff Batman the Drown, she might still be able to do that efficiently. You're just gonna miss out in the percentage hull damage from it, which does suck. But like not completely. She's not completely dead character. Though again, I'm not really 100% sure her damage buff works properly. It seems to give you some damage, at the very least. Now let's keep going with the rest of this fight. The rest No Globe King works, if anybody was wondering. Oh, I messed up. I was thinking about other stuff. We need to get killed again. We might still have time for all the third specials of this man as well. Thinking about other stuff. Like what video I'm gonna do tomorrow. I think I'm gonna use the full Dark Metal team. Even though I don't think that's optimal or a good team, but for entertainment purposes, why not? Can we get one more third special? Like, come on, man. I don't think we can. We could have if we played it more carefully with the first clone, and also we wasted a lot of time with Zatanna, but despite that we still could have. But we sadly didn't. Okay, let's see how it goes with the Batman Ninja team with Dark Metal cards, because I did receive a complaint about this one too, not pulling the damages. We'll see how this goes. Anyway, I have switched to my secondary account at this point from the previous fight, actually from the previous two fights actually. So keep that in mind, we'll have lower passive stats like level 4 and level 3 North Snow Globe. That is what we are working with. Also, I totally did not try Batman the Drowned against this man only to realize that her gear bonuses are disabled and she got one-shot by a special one. That did not happen. And you have no proof it happened, okay? So stop claiming that. By the way, don't use Might or Tech against this man. You're not gonna have a good time. Didn't happen to me though. Yeah, Catwoman looks fine, my dudes. I guess since this is gonna be a straightforward fight with a straightforward answer, we might discuss on our situation. So I had some dude on my Discord server on a channel about bugs saying that his Batman the Drowned did not do enough damage, or did some. Right, we need to also focus on this because this man is not the easiest boy to combo interrupt. But yeah, this man was basically saying, hey, Batman the Drowned is doing far less damage, they have nerfed her. That's a bold claim to make, and I dug a bit deeper in the situation. First of all, I asked the usual question. Are you sure your passive stats for the Soul Raid are not lower than the passive stats you had in other Soul Raids, and you're just scoping because of lower passive stats from artifacts? Because this is what usually happens when there is a new Soul Raid, or the Soul Raid changes after an update. And she was like, no, I have like maxed out artifacts and stuff, and she's doing only 1 million damage. Okay, what is your team setup exactly? And first of all, he was using the full Dark Metal team, which is not great for Batman the Drowned damage. Second of all, the artifact equipped on Batman the Drowned was the thermal gloves, which does not boost her dot damage at all. It was only for passive stats for Robin because he was trying out Robin. Third of all, since he said he was focusing on Robin, he might not even have stacked the infections with Batman Drowned or done the super move. So look, what you're using at this point is a whole different theme to what you're using in the past. And that's no problem, you play... Bro, he's be talking during this. But yeah, you play whatever you want as far as that goes. I don't care, but don't expect it to do the same damage that you're doing when you're focusing yourself on Batman the Drowned, because even though there's a Batman the Drowned in there, you're using two different teams, my dudes, and you're playing it two different ways. Don't expect the same results out of it. Obviously, your Batman the Drowned is gonna do 1 million damage instead of 20 million damage if you're not focusing on her dealing that total damage at all and you're having fun with Robin. Which yet again is totally fine, but don't expect her to be at her best when you're not giving her your best. Kind of that situation. But yeah, hopefully I explained the story well. And yet again, I want to clarify nothing against the dude. I had a civil conversation with him, and if you guys even seem to have problems, let me know, and we're going to get to the bottom of them. There's a few more things I would like to go over. Usually I would do this at the start, but we can do it at the end too. We got the daily login winter calendar. This is trash. This is just absolute garbage. This is literally going to the store, buying something, having some change, like let's say you have 25 cents in a lot of small pieces, and you throw them at the homeless man. You just throw them in their face. Take this, you piece of shit. You're surely gonna need this. Yeah, this is not good. There's not one thing over here. Not one thing I'm excited about. It's just garbage. I'm sorry, but I don't know what else to say about this calendar. It's just absolute fucking trash. And yeah, I know, but Sigval, you always say enlisted something and it's free. Yeah, usually enlisted something. This is literally nothing. My dude, it's literally nothing. Also, some people say that there is something related to the amount of orbs you need to upgrade the character from 6 stars to 7 stars. Some people said you only need 1, or it might be just for Robin, for the new Robin character, but for the other characters it looks like it's the normal and usual amount that we get, that we need to upgrade them at 7 stars, so nothing changed here, nothing that can be exploited or taken advantage of if you've ever heard about the cheaper upgrade to 7 stars. Not really. This is the big league store change, the big gear shop change. Click on this, and there you go. Look at how it opens. Absolutely beautiful. They just copy pasted from the arena store and put it here. Most useful change of the update, not gonna lie. Look at this. Oh boy, look at how it spreads. Now there's 2 more things I need to test out. First of all, is classic Superman no longer healing? Well, it depends. He might be still healing, but not the way you expect it. So there was nowhere in his passive that ever mentioned the constant healing that was happening. The fact that he was constantly regening health was something tied to his power regen. That was kind of a little bit of a bug. In theory, he's supposed to regen health when he gets power, but not really like that. Usually when the enemy is going to miss an attack against you, that's when you're going to power regen. Now she's got blind. Yeah, you're getting power, but no longer regening. Like they. Hold on power steals though. No, you still regen on power steals. I think it's the same way it was previously with the power steal regen, and we do have power steal on the special too. But yeah, the constant healing was a little bit of a bug that was in the game for half a year before they actually cared enough to fix it. And previously, as far as I remember, you were going to only heal on special too, unless of course you had the Sword of Salvation. So it's not actually bugs, the bug has been sadly reversed. Personally, I don't think this makes a huge impact, but some of you were really liking the man as a tank. I'm sorry. Another thing that might or might not work is the Batman Catwoman Immortality. And we're going to test out. They didn't even bother putting the other 2 Batman characters, because we just need to let her die and see if she dies or not. Okay, keep going, my dude, you're doing a great job. Okay, we have Immortality. Now, the person said that they... yeah, she's dead. The person said that they got one shot with the special and the Immortality didn't trigger. Now, that's a bit rough to set up, though I'm gonna try. Okay, let's see if the Immortality of Catwoman still works, because we saw in the previous fight that it kind of works if you kind of get there slowly. But that person said they got one shot with a special, and that was it. They didn't even see the Immortality. So let's see if we actually get one shot with a special from full health or almost full health, hopefully. We're also gonna encounter this problem. Though applying blind on basics is not really helping here. Okay, you missed that. Okay, immortality triggered. Even though I was supposed to get one shot there. So the immortality of Catwoman seems to work. No idea what happened to that use specifically. Also, keep in mind I'm running all those tests on Android, so some of the issues might be present on iOS and not Android. But yeah, all that being said, this is kind of everything I was able to gather from what you guys said and figure out on my own. As far as the update bugs and stuff went. As far as the general opinion on the updates. Oh, there's one more thing to mention actually. And yeah, we're gonna end the video there, because there's one more thing to mention. Okay, so the last thing to mention is that you're going to get all the 6 attempts at once, and they're going to refresh once every 24 hours. I think this, generally speaking, is going to be a good thing for everybody, but personally speaking, this is going to be absolutely life-changing for me, because I'm gonna be able to wake up, start working, because this is what I do for a job, and then be done with work at a reasonable time. That's like work in the morning and then I'm gonna be like, oh, I still have those fights to do after 5 p.m. I'm actually gonna have a decent schedule. I'm gonna work like a human being because of this, and I'm just very happy. As I said, this is gonna be life-changing for me. Other than that, I don't know, I might be biased with this update because of this change, but overall I think it's slightly more good than bad. We got the League of Anarchy fixed, we got the fights and soul rates like this, we got the new character release, which he's fine, but I'm not sure how useful he's gonna be. Sadly, the only thing that got hit and messed up was Zatanna. And rip Zatanna. But yeah, let me know in the comments what you think about this update, if you enjoyed it or not. I'll see you all in the next one. Goodbye.